Here are one special ghost experience part 4, proudly present by Nightmare Horror Addict. The Farmhouse Experience. There are many things that I have experienced over the years that I cannot explain. But one thing that stands out for me is the first time I was touched by something. Let me fill you in on what led up to this occurrence. My parents had recently purchased an old stone farmhouse built in 1906, I believe, and then they had done some research into the history of the home. For example, the house was built by a young man who lived there a few years before dying. His body is buried in the family plot 1/4 mile up the road. For this property in a small cemetery. An elderly lady named Bertha purchased the home after that, and lived there for many years. We know that she had also built and lived in, at one point, the two houses on either side of the original home. One day while my parents were outside, a car pulled in with two gentlemen. They got out and approached my folks. They told them that their aunt had lived there many years ago, and were curious to look around. As they were talking, my dad asked if they would like to come in for a cool drink. When they did, one gentleman looked shocked to see that my mother had decorated the kitchen in cat decor. He stammered a moment and said, "My aunt loved cats. Well, she left this house to them when she had too many to care for." Why my mom picked cats as her theme for the kitchen, I don't know. Mom asked this gentleman about his aunt, and he explained that she never married or had children, and went on to describe her when asked what she was like. He said that she was a short, petite woman who always wore dresses and her grey hair pulled back in a bun. My parents had a family get-together at this home, and a few of us had opted to stay the night. This home has a bedroom on the main floor and 4 more upstairs. Now, I should tell you here that there are 2 bedrooms upstairs that I have never felt comfortable in, and will not sleep in. One of the front bedrooms and one diagonally across from it. This bedroom has the doorway to the walk-up attic. I opted to sleep in my nephew's bedroom with twin beds. As I got into bed and laid down, I kept feeling something touch my face all night long. I kept thinking it to be a hair or a bug, so I just kept brushing it away. A few months later, I had the opportunity to see a psychic. Now, I'm the type of person who feels you have to prove it to me. So I kept the conversation to basically yes and no answers, and tried not to give out too much info. I presented her with a photo of the outside of the front of the home, and said, "This is a home my parents recently purchased. What can you tell me about it?" I already knew of the original builder and of Bertha. She said to me, "There is the presence of 2 spirits in this home. One is a younger male. He is somewhat of a prankster. The second is an older female, a small, petite woman. She wears her hair pulled up in a bun. She is more of a caregiver. Watchful. You will feel this when she is around." And she proceeded to lightly stroke her cheek with her thumb. I immediately got the chills and goosebumps, because I realized that was exactly what I had experienced that night. She touched me. My 6-year-old nephew was staying the night there with Grandma and Papa, and was playing with a Mr. Potato Head toy on the living room floor. Grandma told him to pick up and put away, as they were leaving to go out for dinner. He did and had put everything back in the box under the TV cabinet. When they returned, all of the pieces were strewn about the floor. They just shook their heads as they had no explanation for this. As I mentioned, my mom has cats as her kitchen decor, and she has one that is motion activated. It is a furry cat in a basket that when you pet it, it will meow and purr at different times. This cat has started purring for no reason, as if someone were stroking it. No one has been in the kitchen near it when it happened. My mom heard it and said, "Bertha must be petting the kitty." On 2 other occasions, we have had Halloween parties on this property. There is a huge pole barn. Again, we had overnight guests. One gentleman had spent the night in the room with the attic door. When I awoke, I noticed he was not in the room. I went downstairs and saw him outside. He came in and told me that he had spent the rest of the night in his truck. When I asked why, he said that he couldn't take it anymore. He had to get outside. When I asked him what he was talking about, he said that all night he had the feeling that something was pinning him down in the bed. It was holding him by the shoulders, and he couldn't get up. He wouldn't say anymore. Was it the prankster playing a joke? I don't know. I don't think anything in the home is evil or malevolent. Just curious maybe, but I still don't feel comfortable in either of those two bedrooms. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe our channel to get notified when we get new fantastic video.